Hey Rampart, what's going on? My name is Lee Brockway.
I'm Seth Plechas.
And today we are going to be filming the second episode of Rampart's Very Own, the podcast that we just kind of started up, and we're here to talk about what's going on at Rampart, what's going on at KRAM, what's going on in life, you know? And with us today we've got a special guest. He is the junior class president. He basically is involved with whatever you can be involved with. Hessann, how you doing today?
Doing really well. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem. So we do first want to talk about kind of what changes we're going in with this episode. The first episode we got actually great reception on. I'm really happy with just kind of the feedback that we've gotten. You guys all seem to have really enjoyed it, and so we're extremely grateful for that. However, we have also gotten some critiques, and we are planning to implement those critiques into our show in order to make it better and more interesting. So the first one is that we are going to kind of extend the show to make it a little bit longer, to talk kind of more in depth on certain subjects, so we're not skipping on much. And then the second change that we're going to make to kind of counteract the length change is that we're going to also have breaks in between. So we're going to have a break in between when we talk about KRAM and when we talk about pop culture. When we talk about pop culture and we talk about in-depth, which is when we go in-depth on our student that we brought on this week, Hessann. And then we're also going to have a break in between that and normally it would be the closing, but this week it's going to be our Rogue One special. And we're going to be talking about Rogue One this week. It's the last show of the semester. And
Before Rogue One.
Yeah, before Rogue One. And last show of 2016.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy thing.
That is crazy. So once we get that down, we'll just kind of have those breaks in there just so you can kind of catch your breath, just kind of take in what we've said, and just kind of make it more relaxing.
Yeah. Did you mention the timestamps?
I'm about to.
Okay. This is also cool. This is a cool thing.
Yeah, so the last thing that we're going to be doing is we're going to be implementing these timestamps in the description, so that way you can skip ahead to a section that you probably care more about. Say you don't have any interest in the movie or the video game we're talking about, you can just skip right ahead to our in-depth, or if you don't have an interest in this week's KRAM, you can skip to pop culture. You can just kind of jump around the show as you please.
And those will be in the description of the videos.
Yes, so it'll have a time right next to it, and if you click that time, it'll send you to where you want to go in the episode. All right, so I think we're going to go into This Week in KRAM.
Just kicking it off then.
Let's do it.
This week we're taking a look at Blue 4, which is the next class that is in the rotation of KRAM classes that we have. Last week we did Gold 2, and this week it'll be Blue 4, and next time it will be Gold 1, right?
Yeah, it will be Gold 1 next year. It will be the first episode.
Right,
Yep.
okay. So that's, yeah. So the rotation will continue into next year. But yeah, for this class, we're taking a look at a couple of different segments here. We've got a sports segment, hockey, done by Simeon. We've got the First Aid Club, done by Kendra. We've got a student profile done by Jeremy. And we have sports broadcasting, taking a look deeper into with Brock. And then we have a segment about AP versus DP, which will be pretty interesting, I think. That's done by Ian Peterson. And Awkward Interviews 3.
All right.
That is coming
The
back
third.
with Ryan Leonard.
And actually here to talk about Awkward Interviews right now is Ryan Leonard. Ryan, how you doing today?
Good. How are you?
Hanging in there. So what can you tell us about your segment?
Yeah, what can you? No spoilers, right?
Don't spoil it.
Yeah, actually, you totally can because this is going out.
No, it'll go out tonight, so it's up to you.
Okay, yeah. Tell us all about it. What are you excited about?
I got the idea from Kyle Mooney. He does these kind of awkward interviews on YouTube.
Nice.
And I just thought I'd directly copy him and then kind of use that character and boost my popularity and my school-wide appeal.
And your confidence as well along with that, right?
Yeah.
A little bit of that?
I wouldn't really name it Awkward Interviews. I'd name it like School or like Rampart or something, but I kind of have to preface it with awkward for people to...
Of course.
So of your process of making the 3 awkward interviews now, which one was your favorite making, as well as which one, what interview is the most awkward?
What interview is the most awkward?
The most awkward, yeah.
I have 3 of them.
I think all of them are extremely awkward, and I think all the uncut parts from all of them are probably the most awkward because they were probably too awkward for me. So
to put into
yeah.
Nice. So now just to clear something up, you're also one of the guys that edits that, correct?
Yeah, I have help from other people because I don't really. Some people might think something is funny and I just kind of get tired of looking at myself and hearing my own voice. So
Cool. All right, man. Well, thank you very much. And next up, we got Jeremy over here. He's stuttering into the green screen room.
Come on.
Jeremy did a student profile this week, and we've got him here just to also give a few words about his segment. Thank you, Ryan. Appreciate it, man.
Thank you.
So we're looking forward to Ryan's segment.
Definitely.
That'll be awesome.
So Jeremy, what's your student profile and kind of what's it about?
My student profile is on Janae McBride, who is a horseback rider. She jumps horses, and she just loves her hobby. And she's not competitive yet, but she plans on being competitive this spring season, and she looks really promising for what she wants to do.
Sweet. And what was the experience like getting cover footage and kind of?
It was amazing. It was true. It was so unexpected. I never knew that this thing was so cool, and never truly appreciated how much hard work goes into it, and how much work she puts into it.
But did you get to ride a horse?
I did not get to ride a horse.
Oh.
No.
That's okay. You filmed some, though, right?
Yes, and
cool.
I got some great shots of that. Yeah.
Yeah, sweet. Awesome. Thank you, Jeremy. All right, next up we've got Simeon Sturm here to talk about hockey. Simeon
and Ryan are having a quarrel.
They're having a little bit of a duel.
Yeah.
Having a duel. All right, Simeon, how you doing today?
Come on over, bud.
hi guys.
Hey. All right, so you did hockey, right?
Yes, hockey.
Tell us some stories about your footage grabbing.
The process of making this hockey segment. So I went to go grab some footage from the field in Certich, or rink, or whatever it's called, last night, and it just so happened to start snowing, and I show up there, and there is no one in the rink, and I ask, there's one guy there, he's a janitor for the rink, and I'm like, hey, where's the Rampart people? He's like, we don't know, nobody told us anything. I'm like, okay, can I get some footage on the ice? Can I just go on the ice? He's like, yeah, sure. So I got footage, I'm making air quotations here, footage, where I was basically just spinning around and ice skating and having a grand old time on the ice. And it bothered me because hockey kids, they play on the ice. You think driving on snow would be no problem, because
They could just skate to practice.
exactly my slippery little '89 Corsica made it just fine, and they canceled practice. So I got home at 11 and had to do homework for 4 hours. So that's fun.
So how are you going to recover from that?
That's funny because I'm currently doing that right now.
Yeah,
and
how's the segment turning out?
it's average.
All right, that's good to hear.
It's excessively average.
Average is better than bad, right?
Yeah, I guess that's true. Well, I should probably keep doing it because I need to finish it. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your time.
Of course.
You might turn off the mic.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you, boss.
All right, cool. So I think that's going to do it for this week in KRAM. We're always excited to film it in here because we get to bring on different head editors. So they can just kind of talk more in depth on their segment.
We do like to actually get some guys here and talking about it. I think this class in particular is cool to hear from other head editors because this is the only class where Lee and I aren't involved in it really.
No,
at all.
yeah.
Lee's going hard in Gold 1, and I'm a head editor in by going hard I mean he's a head editor.
Yeah.
And I'm
I'd
in
call
Gold
it
2.
moderate work at best. Moderate effort.
Yeah, an average work ethic. I don't know, whatever. And I'm a head editor in Gold 2. So getting some people actually from Blue 4, getting a bunch of people to talk about it is pretty cool and unique.
Yeah, absolutely. Hessann, you've been kind of quiet here. What kind of segments that we're releasing this week do you have the most interest in?
Well, the AP versus DP segment's definitely going to be really good, I think, because we both AP and DP kids are both very competitive, and I think it's going to be cool to see that unfold on KRAM.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's cool because a lot of confusion for underclassmen is what are the differences between these two programs? What are the pros? What are the cons? And I think having a segment about that is actually going to help out quite a bit with that.
I hope it does that, I hope it's focused more on here's what's actually going to happen in AP, or DP, and then vice versa, and it's not as much just interviews of kids being well, this one's better because
Yeah, or inside jokes about CAS hours and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I joined DP.
That's so
in-
inside. People are
your volunteer stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I joined DP this year, and it's a lot different from what other people would say about it.
Ooh, yeah.
It's oh, you're never gonna sleep. You do. I mean, it depends. The amount's different. But,
and it's really just your. your
it's a personal
priorities,
preference thing.
Yeah, that's I find myself. Lee and Hessann here are both in DP, and I found myself landing in AP, and I think they're both school, and it really just comes down to your priorities.
Yeah.
And yeah. So I'm excited for that.
Me too.
I think
All right.
that'll be cool.
I think that's going to do it for this week in KRAM. Enjoy the quick little break, and we'll be up next with our Pop Culture Roundup.
Pop culture.
Woo!
Hanging at the beach with my cutie pie. Everything's grand and it makes me wanna cry. Tears of joy, 'cause everything's perfect. Sing along and feel the magic in ya. I feel free, I feel alive. I just can't wait for 2005. Everyone.
All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed the break there. Actually, if you liked that song, that was done by Seth over here.
Yeah.
And if you liked it, check it out. There's going to be a link to it in the description below. It'll just say Seth's song, and it'll have a YouTube link if you want to click it and check it out.
It was done by Rohan and I.
Yeah, you and Rohan worked on that.
So Rohan is also in Gold too. So
That's right.
If you like that little preview, go check it out.
It was pretty great.
All right, cool. So we're going to get into the pop culture roundup here. So the first thing we're going to talk about is movies. There were no huge box office releases this weekend either. But we do want to talk about Moana because we missed talking about this last week when we kind of covered Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And I finally got a chance to see it, and it's amazing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's really cool actually, from what I heard.
Yeah, I think it follows up well with the Disney legacy. Like, they haven't really made a bad thing recently. I mean, you could argue Frozen, but it was at least successful. So
Oh, yeah.
the little girls liked it, but it was really interesting. It kind of dove into like the Pacific Islands culture, as well as it was just kind of a fascinating story. And there isn't a huge cast. There's only like 9 voice actors, and 2 of them are leads, Dwayne Johnson, and then
Yeah.
I forget her name, but this was like her first project.
Really?
Yeah, it was really
So
interesting.
is she actually the one singing also?
Yeah, so she plays Moana.
Yeah, okay, cool.
And this was her first thing she ever did, and then she starred alongside The Rock. They worked together.
Cool.
And
I like the music. I've heard the music more than
yeah.
actually seen anything from.
I think Hassan's got the stats.
All right, I don't know how to pronounce this name, but
Go for it.
let me just.
take a
All
gander.
right, okay. So the girl who plays Moana, her name is Alia Cravallo.
Well, whoever she is.
My apologies to you if you're listening to this podcast.
Yeah. So Hassan, have you gotten the chance to see Moana?
I actually haven't, but I've heard a lot about it. I know Lin-Manuel Miranda of Hamilton fame was involved in the soundtrack of that, so I'm curious to see how that resonates with mainstream audiences, especially considering the critical reception of Hamilton.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just
Well,
incredible.
I mean, some people didn't like Hamilton.
Oh, definitely, but it was.
Are you one of those people?
No.
okay.
Never mind. It was a bad joke.
Okay.
Also,
I mean, Aaron Burr didn't. Am I right?
But we also have the critical scores here. It had an 8.2 out of 10 on IMDb, a 96% on Rotten Tomatoes, and an 81% on Metacritic.
On Moana, yeah.
Yeah, for Moana. Not Hamilton. I don't think any of us have seen Hamilton.
Okay.
Anyway, Hamilton was. You don't often hear about a Broadway
Yeah, no,
musical.
it's actually kind
That's
of funny that
that's
like,
the thing. Yeah.
Broadway and film are kind of going together now, especially in Moana. Just
crazy.
the way that kind of worked out.
Yeah.
And then more exciting this week, instead of movies releasing, was movie trailers. So we had 3 big trailers come out. One came out this morning, actually. But the first one we're going to talk about is the Guardians of the Galaxy 2 trailer. I think we've all seen this.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I'm a big fan of the first one. Seth, we all saw it together.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just great. And I think the second trailer just kind of recaptured the magic.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Can I tell you my most favorite thing about the whole trailer was when they showed the Marvel thing and it zoomed out and did a little 80s transition.
Yeah.
Oh, that was great.
Neon blue, yellow, and purple or something.
And actually,
Got a plane right here. All right.
Hassan's playing up the.
Yeah, Hassan
Trailer.
has it here for us. If we want to talk about it.
and,
Actually, this is the old one.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, well,
that a
all the
teaser?
trailers are just really well put
All
together.
teasers are somehow a teaser, right?
They are, but the visual effects are pretty good considering the movie doesn't come out till May of
This
next
is actually
year.
the first Marvel movie since, I believe, Thor to change the camera that they're using.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Really?
it's using a red dragon, I believe, and it just captures colors a lot better. And
Oh,
you
it
can tell.
does. It
Like
definitely
Civil War
does.
got a lot of complaints for just being kind of dull looking, but Guardians of the Galaxy, you can tell they're already trying to change that.
I felt like the original movie also felt colorful. I think that's kind of a vibe you kind of got to nail when you're going back, and
In the 70s and in space. I mean,
Oh, yeah,
you just gotta make
definitely.
sure you have that down.
Yeah.
But overall, I just think it was a great trailer. It's
There you
funny.
go.
in the 80s.
Oh man,
No, it was the 70s.
it's
Okay.
yeah.
Or it might have been.
I think it is 70s.
We'll
The
have to
songs
fact
were
check it.
70s songs. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
The song actually in the background of this was a song that was cut from the original movie, Sweet Fox on the Run. It was supposed to be in the original, and they couldn't find a way to fit it in, so now they're using it in this.
I heard about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
All right,
really
so
well
the next
done.
trailer we're going to talk about today is the trailer for Transformers 5.
Which I didn't see.
That's good.
Oh.
Yeah?
Hassan, you saw it?
You know, yeah. So that's the thing with these Transformers movies is that their marketing department is great, right? So the trailers come out every time. You're like, oh my gosh, this is going to be the one,
Get updated.
right? Yeah, exactly.
The new
right.
Hasbro's.
You see it on the cups. You buy the special edition
Yeah.
cups, and you're like, oh man, Optimus Prime's looking good. This might be the one. And then it's never the one.
Yeah, so I mean, the movies haven't been critically successful. The trailer was interesting.
time's the charm.
Yeah, maybe the fifth time. I doubt it, but if you are interested in the Transformers franchise, you're probably going to like this one because it looks like more of the same.
I know that I would like. I'm not huge in Transformers, right?
None
But
of
I
us.
remember
I don't
like
think
when the
anyone is.
first one came out.
Yeah.
It was like I distinctly remember being in a restaurant or something, and somebody was like, "Have you seen this new Transformers movie?" And everybody's like, "No, what's that?" And he was like, "It's this visually like amazing. Like apparently the special effects were just
Yeah.
like absolutely
Oh, yeah.
incredible for this time."
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah.
Which I think that's cool, and I don't know why that's one of my like very vibrant memories, but like
Yeah. Well,
Oh, yeah.
I think the Transformers franchise has this funny thing where every movie looks visually really good, just the story is terrible.
No, yeah.
And it's they're also, and this is my opinion.
24 frames per second,
Yeah.
cinematic colors.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I mean, this is my opinion, but I think every single one of them has been nominated for Best Visual Effects at the Oscars. Just none
Really,
of them
have
have been.
they?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't. Yeah.
Except none of them have been nominated for Best Story.
yeah.
And finally, the last trailer we're going to be talking about today is the trailer for Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Teaser trailer.
Teaser trailer.
It
So-
just came out today.
Yeah, so this is the teaser to the official trailer. It was
Right.
17 seconds long. It doesn't show much. All it shows is just kind of Spider-Man jumping with armpit webs.
It's a little like it's
Yeah.
like done as a vlog selfie thing.
Yeah.
So it opens up and you see Spider-Man, the actor, totally new actor.
Yeah.
And he's holding his cell phone or something, and it's like, and it's his suit, and then you've got the what's his name, Agent.
That's Happy Hogan. Yeah.
Hogan.
Hogan.
John Favreau.
Yeah, right. And then he's like, did you see, your
the
upgrade?
case, yeah.
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 And
that's
so
really
the official trailer is coming out tomorrow night or Thursday night on Jimmy Kimmel Live, and we'll probably talk about that maybe next episode. It's going to be that episode's about 3 weeks from now, so
I
we're
hope
not
the
sure what
hype's
we'll
still
cover
going.
then. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know, like, I mean, for myself personally, I'm much more excited to see a Spider-Man with that new Civil War guy than I am to see like a Transformers.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
That's just me personally.
Well, and also this is the third actor to play Spider-Man.
Right.
And
This
it
is
was
another-
Tobey Maguire
yeah.
and then Andrew Garfield and then Tom Holland. And I'm excited for this one specifically because it takes place in the Marvel universe. Because I think that's just
Right, it's
everything
not
Marvel's
super
putting out now is incredible.
Oh, yeah. You get
And
that
so I think
connective
it's going to
tissue.
help out.
Yeah, and I hope they keep the music from the Comic-Con trailer. They actually had Michael Giacchino.
Yeah.
He scores a lot of things, but
He's
he actually
doing Rogue One, isn't he?
He is, yeah. They had a guy named Alexander Desplat who did the final
the
couple
music?
here. For the Rogue One.
Williams is not doing Rogue
No,
No, he
he's
isn't.
not. And so, but John Williams
Yeah.
actually did the initial Harry Potter score, and then Alexander
1, 2,
Desplat,
3.
and then kind of
they're
he
tight.
took that.
That's what I've heard.
Exactly,
And
yeah.
they kind of sound like each other. I heard this interesting thing. I don't know if I read it or heard it, but it's like John Williams has a very specific sound,
Yeah.
and he actually has a very select. It's probably a guy that you're talking about.
Yeah.
It's a very select group of people that he actually lets try to mimic his sound, and so that's probably one of the guys.
Oh yeah, definitely.
All right.
Did a great
So,
Yeah, I heard that about Harry
Seth,
Potter.
you want to talk
Yeah.
about video games?
Sure. Yeah, we can go right into it. Speaking about trailers, sorry, I'm excited. Or
It's
something.
all good. Some
speaking
pretty
about-
exciting releases.
Yeah, speaking about trailers, another super exciting one came out this week, and that's for The Last of Us Part 2.
Yeah.
Which I am super stoked about. I didn't play the original, but I watched every single moment of gameplay on it because I didn't own. We're not PlayStation guys,
Yeah.
and I don't have enough draw myself toward a console. But the first one, amazing looking visuals on the PS3, amazing
Absolutely.
story. It's a movie, And I think Naughty Dog that's the company that made it.
Yep, Naughty Dog.
Naughty Dog has made awesome stories just for a very long time, and I think that's something that they excel in. And this second trailer, it's kind of there's some conspiracies about it, that are starting up, but yeah, it's very exciting. It's very non action. There's like no action in it, which I think makes it. Did you end up getting to see it?
Yeah, I did. It's very cinematic.
Yeah,
like, it's
I
just,
really like how it looks.
For anyone who hasn't seen it, all these trailers will also be linked in the description, by the way.
Cool.
But the Last of Us 2 trailer, it's very subtle. Like it's an action like survival game, but it's also at its core it's very story driven, and you're following these two characters through their adventure in this post-apocalyptic world.
Right.
And so that's kind of like what sells the game. And I think this trailer does a great job at showing that. It shows the relationship between Joel and Ellie and kind of that father-daughter like bond that they have, and how that has evolved into this next game. And
They aren't, but
they are not,
there.
but like
the bond,
yeah, like how they have that kind of relationship.
Go, and if you're unfamiliar with the Last of Us series, go check out some of the cinematics. Go check out the trailer right now. Pause it and go watch the trailer. It's a beautiful game, beautiful story. I think that's one of the draws to it, is that it's a post-apocalyptic game where the main focus is not shooting zombies.
Yeah.
It's like there's these characters that are driving you through emotions. You know?
With all due respect to Black Ops Zombies, it's a little deeper than that.
Yes,
this is
right,
great.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's no Black Ops Zombies, and
Yeah.
if that's what you're looking for, you're going to be fairly disappointed.
Yeah,
But,
I'm watching the trailer right now, and the camera movements are unlike anything you really see in video games these days.
It's
The
really-
graphics
Yeah, and I
are
mean,
great.
just the
Oh, yeah.
visuals are just, it's beautiful.
It is great.
All right, so the next thing I just kind of want to touch on, we don't really know much about this, but it's a big deal, and we aren't educated. But the release of Final Fantasy 15 was last Friday, I believe, and it took 10 years in development.
people are hyping up.
I've seen like one trailer. Visually, it looks very interesting, and I believe it's getting good critical reviews. But other than that, I don't really know much about it. Do you, Seth?
No, not really. It's
Hessann,
here.
do you?
Not at all.
People are excited.
Yeah,
and that's good.
And if you enjoy it, good on you.
Go for it.
I hope it's a good time for you.
Yeah.
The only thing, I also heard that they're doing the remake of 7.
Yeah, I'm excited about
And-
that. I did
and-
play 7.
Yeah, okay, and I hope they do that well, because I heard 7's also pretty critically.
Yeah,
right, isn't
7
that-
I think is the
Yeah.
overall best.
Right. Okay. Sure.
To most people.
The only familiarity I have with the Final Fantasy series is the incorporation of them into Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
Did you ever play?
I
Kingdom Hearts?
played
No.
I played a few of them.
Yeah.
I don't
There's
remember
a
which
ton
one.
of
There-
them.
yeah.
Out, but
Not a third one. There's no
Nope,
third one.
not-
Not yet.
but that story. That's a nostalgic game more than anything.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, and last thing we're going to touch on is sports. So this week, the Broncos won. They beat the Jacksonville Jaguars 20-10. Yeah, I know it's pretty exciting.
Woo.
And they are now. Are they?
No, yeah, I'm a fan of the Broncos, so it was good to see them win after their loss to Kansas City.
Yeah.
Last week.
It was not as interesting as the game though.
No, but good to see them doing well.
And also because I'm a Patriots fan and proud of that. I do want to talk about the fact that Tom Brady just got his 201st win, making him the most winningest quarterback of all time. So he has won more games out of anyone who ever played the game. And no matter what you think of him, I think that's a great accomplishment. And congratulations to Tom Brady. Yeah. All right. So that's going to do it for this pop culture roundup. Next, we're going to go in depth on Hessann and just see what's going on there. All right. Thank you.
Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, próspero año y felicidad. Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, próspero año.
Hey guys, welcome back from after the break. I hope you enjoyed the song. It was Feliz Navidad to get you in that holiday spirit.
Lit.
All right, so this segment here is going to be the in-depth segment. So we're going to go talk about Hessann for a little bit. He is the junior class president. He's a member of FBLA and DECA. He is a member of the theater. He is a member of French Club, as well as he is a member of DP, the diploma program of IB.
Well, now, okay, he's not just a member of theater. He's like he's like the entire theater department. He's a big deal. He's a big deal.
I guess so.
Theater.
He's
And
kind of a big deal.
in everything. So yeah, it's a privilege to have you here. I'm
Thank
also
you.
just kind of amazed at your sacrificing this much time.
A functioning
I'm
human
sure. I'm sure that you're like
Yeah, me too.
you're like secretly stressing out over all the homework you got to do.
Yeah, I don't know. We have romantics rehearsal going on like right now. So
nice.
Well,
yeah.
I appreciate you
No,
taking
this,
the time.
this is fun. Yeah.
We'll
All right,
kick you
so
back out.
I think we're going to kind of go through these placements one at a time. So, junior class president, what's that kind of all about?
It's super fun. Stuco is definitely not only an honor and a privilege, but also a passion. As president of the junior class, the juniors in Stuco plan prom, and so I get to be the chair of the prom committee, which is a lot of fun. I know Ross was on last week. He's the co-chair, and he talked a little bit about prom, but we can't really reveal a whole lot.
Yeah,
so, but suffice to say, April 29th, 2017. We are super excited to have you all there.
Yeah.
Awesome. So, kind of what's up next on the plate for student council? Like,
So yeah, we just today actually had our winter activities assembly, and that was it's always a lot of fun, you know, regardless of the quality of the assemblies. It's
Definitely.
just fun to have that kind of thing. Now at this point, you know, we've kind of wrapped up our fall campaigns. We had the Drive Smart campaign in October.
Yeah.
You guys may remember the Drive Smart Day, where Grim Reaper comes into your class and kills the student, quote unquote. We had our Karen Share campaign. Jesse Strong and Ross Massey actually headed that up. And that was in November. We raised a lot of money and a lot of food for a local elementary school, and that was really cool.
Is that what the bins outside the office are?
Those are. And then
Are those still going on?
The Karen Share has wrapped up, and now we have our toy drive, and that's a new thing that we're doing this year. And you can also donate new toys or donate money for that.
yeah, so Rams, if you have any extra toys, feel free to donate those
We
to
would
your
love to
respective
see
bins.
your support.
Yeah,
Sure.
let's get that going.
And if you have any Star Wars toys, you can just donate those to me personally. No, I kid. It's a really great
I don't
thing.
think he is. I don't think you're kidding.
No, I know, but regardless, it's a cool thing to put gifts under the Christmas trees of kids who wouldn't otherwise be able to afford them.
Yeah, definitely. So now, Hessann, your voice on an audio device is pretty familiar to a lot of people here.
To all the Rams.
Yeah, so you
If you're
are
at school.
If you're listening.
voice
if you are,
Well,
yeah.
so apparently it broadcasts outside too, which
Oh,
I didn't
wow.
realize.
Yeah, it does.
So no, I was in the parking lot coming in late once, and then I could just hear the pledge like on the. I was like, "What is my voice is in the?"
Yeah.
This is just
So
loud.
what we're talking about here is Hessann is the voice of the morning announcements. He does it mostly on blue days, but sometimes on purple. Or not on purple, on gold.
On gold days,
This
yeah.
is not Mountain Ridge.
Nah,
I wish it was.
those were the. I mean,
nostalgia.
Yeah.
But anyway, so what is it like kind of doing announcements? How does that work?
well, it's a super fun thing actually. It's a really small thing I think in the lives of most people. You know, you're not monumentally affected by my announcements, but
I am.
Well, I guess Seth.
You touch
so
our hearts.
Oh man, that really means a lot. And Mr. Herman, also our French teacher, I think he is really touched.
Yeah,
by
no,
this. Yes.
he like loves you.
Yeah, I guess.
is great to hear.
It's weird, but because I
It's a good
don't
weird.
think of it's like actually that big of a deal, but it's fun to do that. Just doing the joke of the day. I live for that. You know, freshman year. Jacob Acosta, who was our senior class vice president at the time,
Oh, man.
always did the joke of the day, and he had this characteristic laugh. It was this like, and that was a bad one. Holy, it was like have a great day, Rams, and that was like, you know, it was just this defining moment. In my
Yeah.
freshman year.
Rampart High School.
Basically,
Yeah.
as a freshman, I was like, he was the guy. And so that was definitely a thing. And Yaz Chintaluru, our freshman year, also did the pledge.
Oh yeah.
And those are the guys, right? And
He
so
did the pledge at like a normal speed, whereas now that just constantly speeds up. when you're
Yeah,
doing
well,
the pledge.
that's the thing.
like I pledge allegiance to the flag.
Of the United
United
States.
States of America.
and to the Republic for which it stands. Yeah.
Yeah. So I just nostalgia's great. The new guys are great too, but yeah. So
Yeah, I guess Hassann's okay.
yeah, I'm well. Okay,
I
Hessann
always
kind of sucks.
bring the hype,
yeah.
you know, because I think it's like a lot of the announcements, right? Like the college announcements, like the following colleges will be visiting.
Yeah.
Airport. Those are the most boring, repetitive announcements
Yeah.
ever, right? But I think if we bring enthusiasm to that, and if we just get excited about these things, especially as someone who's involved in the planning of a lot of these things, it's really great to do that and to hopefully get more people to listen to the announcements.
You need that mindset in everything.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Everybody.
Be
Yeah.
inspired.
So
I wish everybody had that.
coming up in 2017, we've got two kind of big Stuco events in the first couple of months.
Yeah.
We have Bald for Bucks,
Oh yeah.
and then we have Sadie's. Mm-hmm. Is it still Sadie's?
So yeah, let's talk about that. Sadie's happens first, right? It's just the week before, and so we're actually calling it the Winter Dance this year.
Okay.
It's not Sadie's. Hashtag not Sadie's. But our the sophomores in Stuco always plan what was the Sadie Hawkins dance. So last year as a sophomore, I planned Lost in Wonderland. And that was actually one of the most successful Sadie's dances in quite a while. Thank you. And but we did realize that there was this kind of stigma around Sadie's being this underclassmen dance. And so in order to really encourage upperclassmen participation, the thing is with Sadie's is it actually used to be called MORP. And which is like the reverse of prom, right?
Prom.
And so you would think it is very much like the freshman and sophomore dance, right? To counteract the junior and senior prom. And then they changed it to Sadie Hawkins a few years back. And now we're just going to call it the winter dance. It's still going to be a casual dance. And we've got a really exciting theme for that. And we're really excited to reveal it for you.
Is that January?
It's in February 11th.
So I as a member of the Rampart student body, I do have a proposal for a potential dance.
Oh, yeah.
I would like you to hear it.
Okay.
I know we already are busy with homecoming, with the winter dance now, and prom. But if you have chance, I want you to implement fake prom.
Okay.
And so this prom would be dedicated to freshmen and sophomores who can't go to prom. But what we'd do is we'd have them be really morbid themes. So I'm thinking the first one could be like the Great Depression.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
So we just have people like sitting around really sad. Everyone goes in their favorite rags. And it would just be a great time. So I, as a member of the student body, I hope you consider that. The price would be just only a nickel to get in.
Oh, wow. That's a steal. I mean, actually, no. That's a really... I don't think people are going to pay that much. That's a lot of money.
Yeah,
right?
I don't
Great
know.
Depression dance?
Well, you could have like kids playing dead just because of how morbid the time is. Have like a fake dust bowl.
God. We just have a fan and we just blow dust.
Yeah, we could do that for like we could do a Vietnam War one too, and only serve hot dogs with mustard.
Oh my gosh.
Too soon. Okay.
All right.
Occasionally, we'll throw water balloons on the floor to imitate landmines.
And
that's the limit.
This is morbid now.
What else are you involved
We apologize
in,
to anyone we may have
If you want to come to a real life Great Depression dance, just join DP and you will be there.
That's
no,
sad.
I'm kidding. I can't.
That's sad.
I kid. I actually
As members
really
of DP,
love
I can't
DP.
wait for the AP versus DP.
Man, that's gonna be lit.
Yeah. Oh man, this is going downhill. All right. Anyway, moving on.
Hessann, you're still involved in so much more stuff. We've already talked about a ton, and here we go again with more.
So you are an officer for FBLA.
I am. Yes.
What's your position for that?
So I'm the director of social media, which is this. I remember at my very first FBLA meeting, right, seeing that there was a director.
Sweet.
I know, right? Back when we were like innocent little freshmen, and
Life was so nice.
I know, it was great, and we had Cece Peng, who was our social media coordinator.
Oh, nice.
And she didn't do anything, but it was like it was really cool. I mean, she graduated valedictorian and got into Princeton, so I don't think she's doing too bad. But she was a social media coordinator, and I was like, oh man, that seems like a really cool thing to do, right? Like manage school social media.
Way to talk trash about the alumni of Rampart High School.
How dare you?
On the Rampart
was one of the most
podcast,
inspiring people I have ever met.
So I guess she's doing fine now.
So is that kind of what inspired you to do social media?
Farewell.
Basically, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So where do you want to go from here next year? Do you want to still be an officer?
I would love to be either president or vice president next year.
Good to hear.
That'd be
If you're not being enough presidents.
how
many presidents are you currently?
Currently, I'm just president of the junior class.
Okay.
Next year, though.
Are you any vice or are you an officer? Of
So I'm the social media director for FBLA.
director. Okay,
Right.
there's one director count.
Yeah,
One president count, one director
Publicity. Well, the director count's going to go up a lot.
Yeah, I know.
Publicity director for the French Club.
Okay,
And
publicity
then director
director.
of publicity.
There you go.
For the theater, like the whole.
count. Okay,
that
so
whole-
that's three director
That's
counts
basically
then.
yeah. And then I think that's it. Yeah.
Nice.
That's about it.
All right.
So that kind of segues into theater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to talk a little bit about how involved you are in that? That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's great. I know you used to. We did some shows together.
Yeah.
Back in the day. But we recently wrapped up our fall play, The Ash Girl. And that was a lot of fun. That was my first opportunity to be a lead. So I was like the Prince Charming character of the show. And,
Yeah, you
that
did
was
great.
That was great. Thank you. And so right now we're working on Romantics. And I say, when I mean right now, I mean like literally right now. We were having rehearsals. And that's the theme for that is Under the Broadway Lights, and we're really excited. We've got 6 student directors this year.
Nice.
We're going to really take the show to new levels.
Yeah, I heard
Excited.
it's coming together pretty cool. And it's
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I know. Your sister's in it.
I'm always really proud of what the Romantics are involved with the theater program, but more specifically Romantics. Romantics is always one of the highlights of the theater program every year.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And it's an event that everyone can get behind and just go see.
It's great.
Being what do you call it?
Alumni, I guess.
Spectator.
Oh,
Yeah.
spectator.
Being a
Okay.
spectator,
An
Yeah, yeah.
audience member.
Yeah, being
Yeah.
a spectator, an audience member of Romantics, I remember freshman year. I think that was the thing that got me wanting to do the pajama game, which was also our freshman year. Show 2 years ago. And that was So Romantics is super fun. I mean, if you find what you like in Romantics, go do it.
Yeah, it totally is. It's everyone gets in, and it's a variety show, right? So there's skits, there's musical numbers, there's dance numbers.
There's something for you no matter what you're
good at. Of course. Oh yeah,
absolutely.
And if you're not good at anything, you can be good at something.
Like
it's pretty cool.
And if not, we stick you in the background.
Yeah.
Ow.
Where you can pretend you're good.
Yeah. I've been there. No, I've been. Everyone's
All right.
something.
And finally, we're going to talk about French Club.
All right.
So you are the director of publicity?
I am. Yes.
All right. Yeah.
That's a fun kind of thing. French Club is a pretty low-key club.
Yeah, it's more laid back.
Yeah, and so we do some social events, we do some study events. We're actually having a study event this coming Monday, and that'll be after school in room 308. That's Mr. Herman's room. And just show up, study for your finals, and it'll be a good time. We'll have some food there, probably, some music, and it'll be a good time.
Excuse me, are you going to finish that croissant? I like it.
Oh my God. I would like an hamburger.
Oh my God. He referenced that. Our French teacher referenced that.
Yeah, actually, shout out to Mr. Herman for just kind of bringing the French club together. It was kind of discombobulated our freshman year.
It was, yeah.
And he's been doing a great job with it. He's a great teacher anyway, but I mean, just like what he's been doing with the French club is awesome. The people who he picked for officers and
Thank you.
I'm biased, but I just think they're great, and it's getting that club on the map, and I'm happy to see what's going on there.
Yeah, it's exciting.
All right, so I think this can kind of do it for this week, just kind of talking about Hessann. And now, enjoy the break, and up next, we're going to be talking about Star Wars Rogue One.
Ooh.
I made... Hey guys, welcome back. We just had a little break there in between the in-depth and now. The song playing was Last Christmas I Gave You My Heart by Mariah Carey. Hope you enjoyed getting that holiday mood once again. And today we're going to be talking about Rogue One because it's kind of a special thing. We get a new Star Wars movie here at the end of the year. And we also brought on a guest for this last portion of the show. So, mystery guest, can you please introduce yourself?
My name is Mr. Mooring.
Wow.
Mr. Mooring. Not really a guest to this area. We're currently using Mr. Mooring's equipment.
We see him quite often.
Yeah.
Thank you for letting us do this.
He's no stranger.
Well, you know, if it had been any trouble at all, I wouldn't have done it. Oh, wait, did I say that out loud? Pardon me.
All right, so basically we're just kind of going through like the hype, the like what we're looking forward to, and just kind of predictions for this new film. So I think everyone kind of here knows what Rogue One's about, but just in case you don't, it takes place in between episodes 3 and 4. It is about how the rebels stole the Death Star plans in order to make episode 4 possible.
So it's pretty much like the Clone Wars, right?
Not quite.
Not really. Not at all.
Close.
Well, take a minute while Seth realizes he's dead to me. No, actually, I'm excited that they made an entire movie on a sentence.
Yeah. Plot choice.
Because if you're looking at the scroll in episode 4, there's one sentence, spies got plans to Princess Leia. And what they did is they made a whole movie about one sentence.
About spies bring plans, yeah.
Yes.
So this is a big deal for the Star Wars franchise because this is the first spin-off film that they're doing. They filmed unsequentially before. They've done 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 7. But now they're doing it where this isn't the saga film.
This is not a part of the storyline. This is not episode 8. So we're not getting yearly iterations of the Star Wars franchise.
At the same time, I know it's a big deal. It's that first time, but if you look at the other things they've been doing outside of the movies, like if you look at the cartoons, like the animated series of Clone Wars and Rebels, they're wildly popular. I mean, they're taking a shot, but at the same time, it's a pretty sure shot that there's going to be someone out there that digs this movie.
Well, I think you could make a Star Wars movie on like R2 chilling wherever, and it would still make $1 billion in the box office.
R2 spending an hour in a sauna room.
And walks in C-3PO.
We're chilling out, maxing, relaxing, all cool, playing some b-ball outside of school.
When a couple of guys who were up to no good.
Fresh Prince of Alderaan. R2.
Yeah, he's no more.
No.
He was exploded.
Too hot.
So Hessann, you're also a pretty big Star Wars fan.
Oh, yeah.
What do you think about the trailers that haven't released so far?
The trailers are incredible. I mean,
Yeah.
just the level of visual flair that Gareth Edwards is bringing. I mean, it's if you remember that first trailer for Godzilla, which he also directed, right, with the halo jump, and they have the red flares in their foot. I mean, that was just incredible. And right, he's bringing that same sensibility to Star Wars, and it's so cool the way that he plays with scale, right? Because I never really realized how big the Death Star was until you see it in these trailers.
Yeah.
You see the little Star Destroyer right next to the super laser, and you're like, oh wow, like it's really big.
It's a good sense of scale.
Yeah.
Excuse me, I believe I'd ordered the large laser.
So every time a new Star Wars trailer comes out, it's always basically a holiday here in KRAM.
Oh yeah.
We all get excited, and Mr. Mooring shows it to us.
Well, it's because I'm basically 4 years old mentally, so that works out well for me. But no, I love it, and actually, in response to something you were saying, Hessann, you guys are too young to remember this, but the reason Star Wars did so well when it first came out is because unlike every other sci-fi thing from the 60s and 70s, which is this kind of clean, futuristic, everything silver and white sort of thing, George Lucas's future looked lived in. It looked like everything could actually exist. And Gareth Edwards has just taken that one step far. He's bringing in some of the modern grittiness and sensibility, but he's adding on to that same lived-in feel that George Lucas began in the very first Star Wars.
That's what I also heard is what kicked off Blade Runner, right?
Oh, yeah.
Is that kind of just the atmosphere was a huge part of that.
Well, Star Wars paved the way for pretty much an entire genre.
I can agree with that. Yeah, totally.
And it was that feeling of lived-inness that made the future real to people. Before that, the future movies were like 2001. Yeah, it's a great classic. At the same time, it's very removed, and it doesn't feel. There's that feeling of abstractness, of unreality. Whereas George Lucas's universe feels like you could actually, get up tomorrow and go find it if you had a Millennium Falcon handy.
So I know you're like super young. You're probably like 21, right? So I'm not sure if you were around.
I think he's closer to about like 18.
But right. So did you go and see the originals? And
all right, so here's the deal. My very first movie was Return of the Jedi.
Oh.
And I was 3 years old, so even I, it's been a while. It's,
we can pretend to
an
remember
old
it.
franchise. No, I do remember it because my brothers could not find babysitting. That's the only reason they took me. They were like, "Oh, let's just take him. Hopefully, he won't make any noise." And I sat there with this look of slack-jawed appreciation the entire time, and from that point onward, I was pretty much done.
So is Return of the Jedi your favorite for like nostalgia purposes, or is it just? Which one is your favorite?
There's always a warm and fuzzy Ewok in my heart.
Yeah.
But honestly, and most of the critics would agree, if you look at just in terms of filmmaking, Empire Strikes Back is probably the best Star Wars film ever made, and it just makes me happy inside. So
yeah, I'm on Team Empire. Seth,
I love. And we and I talk about that. I think in even back in 4th grade, before we had nothing to do with KRAM, didn't know hardly anything about cinematography. We were just like, I think this one's the best.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I like the snow.
It's the AT-ATs.
It's kind of okay.
The scale in that also is just crazy.
And the amount of work that went into that scene, because my special effects classes know rotoscoping is like the hardest thing we
it's
teach.
Awful.
And that's how they did every single scene and second and frame of footage with the AT-ATs was with rotoscoping, and it's super hard with a white background. And so they did that whole thing and basically broke all the rules and made it look cool.
That's great.
Even I'm sorry, I just want to
pipe in
go
for
real quick. Not a ton of people know, but the versions of Star Wars that a lot of people watch nowadays and that are available on sites and the Blu-rays that you get, that's totally nowhere close to the originals that were in the theaters. And
I have the originals on
Han
VHS.
shot first.
Oh yeah,
Han shot first.
Han shot
And
first.
One of the stormtroopers that's like capturing Princess Leia in Episode 4 bangs
Yeah.
his head on the top of the.
And they added a boink in like
They
one
did,
of the
yeah.
special
Later,
editions.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it was like, no, it's a radio going off. No, it's not. It's a stormtrooper. But yeah, so even those, I was just gonna say, even those originals, one of the first things that my dad showed me, he's a huge Star Wars guy, was he sat me down and compared those, the originals with the 2011s, and it's even pretty incredible. Then the Empire Strikes Back, like the flying around in the snow speeders, like that's just epic.
The asteroid field. Yes.
No one had ever seen anything like it before. That's part of the reason Star Wars has lasted, is because they started something that has continued for over 30 years. So.
Right. Yeah. You can't kill the Star Wars.
So moving on, we kind of want to talk about like what we're looking forward to most in the film, like what we're excited to see, what we're maybe not excited to see. I don't know what you wouldn't be excited to see, but so I'm just kind of going around. Seth, what are you looking forward to most?
I don't know.
Everything.
Am I allowed to mention this right here? Because
Go
that's
for
what
it.
it is. The end of the was it the first trailer? That
It was the second trailer.
Second one. Okay, it was the shot of the burnt helmet, right?
Oh,
That's
Force Awakens.
that's Force Awakens.
Shoot.
Rogue One, it's him looking at the control panel, breathing.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like the
Dang it.
latest trailer just has him breathing in the background. Like,
Yeah.
Oh, it's great. Yeah.
I didn't know that. Anyway,
Let's try.
Darth Vader.
Darth Vader is going to be.
Seth shies away in awkwardness.
Okay, I'm going to say my favorite thing, and then I have to get back because the anchors still need to get done for KRAM
yeah,
tomorrow.
absolutely. Thank you for coming on.
No problem. But what I'm looking forward to is, well, obviously there's always the Vader factor. That's always cool. But honestly, that first moment when a Star Wars movie starts, I'm 3 years old again, and that sense of childlike wonder is always repeated every time I watch one in the theater. So I dig that moment. There you go.
So how do you? All right. Do you need to get going?
I do. I'm going to drop the mic right now because I've always wanted to do that online.
All right.
Drop the mic.
Oh snap! Oh wow! How do you like me now? All right. So that was Mr. Mooring talking here about Rogue One. So keeping the conversation going. What are you looking forward to?
Oh my gosh, like everything. Okay, so
That sucks,
this is.
dude. I'm sorry.
I've always had this like.
No, you're fine, Seth.
Oh my god.
It's okay.
I've always had this like fantasy of like seeing a gritty war movie, right? Because if you've seen,
Is this like what your greatest desire was at like
at
4-year-old?
age 4
Yeah.
and like age 14?
You're like, I just
and,
can't
like,
wait to make this
now.
bloody.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, as a little 4-year-old. But if you've ever seen Star Wars: The Clone Wars, it was seasons 4 and 5. Is when they
those
really
are
started
great.
transitioning away from kind of a kids show to being this very like adult animated series, and they had.
Because they knew that the audience was not just kids.
Oh yeah,
It was
totally.
like totally filled with adults.
Exactly. Yeah, and then there was some. It just felt like a gritty war movie, and because it was a TV show, they had that opportunity to kind of have this extended look at the clone troopers, for example, during the Clone Wars, and just parts of the Star Wars universe that you wouldn't be able to see normally within a 2.5-hour movie that focuses around Jedi and Sith and the dark side and the light, right? And this is a lot like that, except it's a movie, right? It's live action. And it's just so cool to see just in the trailers alone the shape that they have, Rogue One, right? How it just kind of comes down, they jump out. Seeing the footage of them on the field with the they're not AT-ATs anymore, the AT-ACTs.
The standardized test?
Yeah, basically. They fear it just as much as we do. And you just see, like, there's this shot in one of the trailers where the leg comes down, and you see the sand just, like, flies up.
Yeah.
I hate
And
sand.
I know, it's so coarse and
And
rough
rough
and
and irritating, and it gets everywhere.
Man, but not like everything here, man, because it's, like, on a beach. Exactly, it's so smooth and soft and...
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's on a beach, and that's cool.
Yeah, it's new scenery, which I'm excited about. I think what I'm looking forward to most is just the new environments. Any new planet they introduced.
Episode 6 had beaches.
Well,
Not like this.
not really.
Not
Not like this. No.
Like Tatooine,
tiny,
or
yeah.
not Tatooine. Tatooine.
Tatooine. There you go.
I just mixed up Dantooine and Tatooine.
Dan Tatooine.
Dantooine is far
Dan
too remote
Tatooine.
to make an effective demonstration.
That's a good
More
point.
like Dank Tatooine.
Danktooine. And so finally, the last thing I want to talk about here for Rogue One is there's a rumor going around. We're not sure if it's true or not, that there might be an episode 1 teaser trailer attached.
And hey,
Or,
the
sorry, not
only-
episode 1, episode 8. Episode 1 came out a while ago.
The only reason we're cutting this off and not talking about Rogue One for a million years is because our camera battery's dying.
Yeah.
And so we gotta cut it short. But I mean, you are talking to the 4 people that were at this table. I mean, who likes Star Wars more than?
I don't know. You can fight me in some Star Wars trivia. I'll take you on.
Maybe, yeah.
But
Anyway,
what do you think about the
episode
episode 8
8,
trailer? Jinx.
the chance of, or
Yeah, like what do you think? Do you think there will be one? Or?
a part of me is like, I don't want it to be like a every Christmas thing, like
Yeah.
the Hobbit movies or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Like, I want it to be like the Final Fantasy 15, like 10 years and whatever.
Do you?
And
Do you want to wait?
Okay, I gotta say, maybe not that long for episode 8. If I see episode 8 in the next year or 2 years, I'm gonna be a very happy person, very excited person. But if I'm like 25 and getting excited to see episode 9, like that's really hyped up for me. And I think how many times did you guys see 7?
I saw it 6
Like
times.
4 or 5, yeah.
Okay, and every single time I cried.
Dude, it's amazing.
Oh, it's
Yeah, and
I don't think one franchise has been able to do what Star Wars has.
No, not at all.
Probably not. And the first time we went, we all of us went together, and
Yeah.
actually Mr. Mooring was there too.
Yeah.
I was going to mention that earlier.
Inadvertently.
like all of us were there, totally,
At the same showing.
in the same row, not
It was-
next.
Well,
to
we
each
did-
other,
we did-
but-
We didn't
We
plan
didn't
this.
plan
Warren
for.
just showed up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we just
Well-
showed up to Mooring.
Well,
Yeah. No. Mooring probably has tickets first.
Yeah.
But yes, I think that's going to do it for Rogue One, and I think that's also going to do it for the show. So,
yeah, sure.
next week's show is actually not going to be next week. It's going to be the second week of January.
Yep.
We're going to bring the podcast back. We're going to be talking about that KRAM, which is going out, and anything else that happens over
Gold
Christmas
One.
break. It'll be
Yeah.
Gold One, yeah.
And Christmas break stuff. Yeah.
And so just a real quick thank you so much if you stuck through the whole thing, thank you, you're a hero. And we just want to give a quick disclaimer that we are not sponsored by the school. This is our own opinions. We are a student-led organization. We represent our own voice, not KRAM's, not Rampart's, none of that. We just kind of do this to do this.
And we use the equipment.
And we just use the equipment, yeah.
Shit, yeah.
And
Hey, you know what we should do?
what should we do?
And it just reminded me because you have a Chipotle gift card sitting right there.
Yeah.
We should, for people that are like sitting all the way through, we should like say like a $5 gift card thing. Like we should just kick it in like at
How
one
about we
point.
give away-
like in the middle of a conversation? We'll just be like, oh, and what do you think about this, guys? 5, 7, 2, 2, 5. Start rattling off like gift card numbers.
Yeah,
Okay.
maybe next time we'll start doing giveaways.
Yeah,
But
move
actually,
along,
we
long
are going to
time.
give away this used Chipotle gift card. I don't know how much is left, but if you stuck through the whole thing, comment your favorite part of what you're looking forward to in Rogue One.
Nice.
Not that what we said, but like, what are you looking forward to? Is it the planets? Is it the characters? Is it the lightsaber battles? So, whatever you're looking forward to, feel free to drop a comment, and whichever one you like the best, we're going to give this used Chipotle gift card on. I don't know how much is on it,
Good luck. Have fun.
but if you want it, here you go.
Also, we since this is the longest time for a break that we're going to have probably ever.
Yeah.
Give us some feedback. Send us
Absolutely.
some feedback. We have a lot of time to be incorporating new stuff, trying out new ideas, and we love anything that you guys have to tell us. So I
Awesome.
think that's about it. That pretty much wraps
Sweet.
it.
And then I'm going to throw all of our social medias in the description. Hessann, do you want to shout yourself out real quick?
Sure, yes. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram and Snapchat, I guess, too, at Hessann Farooqi, Hessann Farooqi. You'll see the link in the video description.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us this week. Have a great Christmas. Have a great Hanukkah. Whatever holiday you celebrate. I hope you enjoy it. Kwanzaa. What other?
Winter solstice.
Do people celebrate that?
I'm not.
Well, Star Wars is coming out. That's the real
yeah,
holiday.
and
Let's
if you don't celebrate those holidays, celebrate Star Wars. Thank you so much for joining, and have a great day.
See you later.
Bye.